Hi.
Oh, hey,
Hi.
y'all.
Oh, hello.
Hi. Hi, hello. Welcome to Just Gaming Tingz Podcast, where we bring you an all-Chris perspective on video games, gaming news, nerdy stuff, and every Saturday live on twitch.tv/slash Just Gaming Tingz at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and usually the next day on YouTube and your favorite podcast services. And I am Jam, and with me, I have Ruby. Say
Oh, hi.
hello.
It's me. How's everyone doing? I hope everyone's doing well. So exciting to have you back, Jam.
We missed
Yeah.
you.
We missed you.
And we also have Spin.
Oh, hi. Hello.
Hi.
And we have a
Hello.
special guest, Lotus Love.
Yes.
Hi.
Happy to be here.
Yes, we're so excited to have you. Do you mind introducing yourself for
Yes.
anyone who may be
Yes.
clowning around and
Oh,
they don't know who you are?
Sorry. I've been missing dropping. Honestly, my fault.
no, you're all good.
Bad.
I'm a Lotus Loves Lotus. Just Lotus is fine. Love some indie games, maybe a little bit of recommendations here and there, because I do adore them. Love some horror games, love a little bit of fashion, and love being a lesbian, of course. And that's it for me.
Lesbian rights.
We love
Hello.
that.
You're right.
I love that. That's like one of my favorite videos of all time. I just love it so much.
My favorite is the Billy on the street. The let's go lesbians, let's go. I think about it constantly.
I love that one so much.
That is a good one. That is a good one.
Icon shit. Icon shit. We're clearly on our clown shit. That's our new unofficial first segment of every episode. Just clown shit. Honestly.
Honestly, it's what we do. If we weren't clowning, is it just gaming things? No.
Honestly, at this point, y'all should
Never.
be used to it. Y'all should be used to it. But yeah, you can just like look us up on every like podcast platform. Turns out we've been on Apple Podcasts this whole time, but it just didn't show up on our distributor, but we were there. So yay, we're like on Apple Podcasts, we're on the Google, we're on Spotify, all of the wonderful places. So just look up Just Gaming Tings over there and follow us, subscribe to us, leave us reviews, all of that fun stuff. And
Yeah.
yeah, we're gonna talk about some gaming things, aren't we?
We sure are. We sure are.
Yes. So there was a Sony State of Play this week. PlayStation said, "Hi, hi, clowns. We have some Ratchet and Clank tea for you." So they literally had like was it like 15 minutes to 20 minutes or something of Ratchet and Clank footage? Like they went all in. And they said like, oh, we're gonna have a couple of indie things that we're gonna spotlight. And when they said a couple, they meant a couple because it was literally like two quick tidbits in the beginning of the stream, and then they were like, well, anyway, here's the Ratchet and the Clank. So yeah, what are y'all's thoughts on the State of Play? Are you excited for Ratchet and Clank? Are you excited about the little indie tidbits that they released? One of them being Among Us going to PlayStation 4 and 5 with a cute little Ratchet and Clank skin and hats. So yeah, what did y'all think about the State of Play?
I wasn't really thinking about Ratchet and Clank that much. I was kind of going into this like, yeah, Ratchet and Clank looks okay. Like, I don't
It's
know if I'll play it.
happening.
It's a thing that's happening. But like, this actually made me pretty excited for Ratchet and Clank.
It looks so good.
It looks so pretty, and I like the new character, Rivet. I want to say.
Rivet, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's iconic. I don't know if I would necessarily play it on release, but I would like to play it at some point because it looks awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations to the PS5. It has a game now when it previously didn't have any, more or less. I mean, it seems nice. I like Ratchet and Clank a lot as a kid. I think it's a really, really good, like, safe, like all ages kind of game that I feel like most people will pick up just because it's fun. and it looks cool. It's nice to flex their load times. I think that was actually like it's so obvious, but the monkey part of my brain is still like, ooh, it's really fast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's kind of insane how fast they've gotten consoles to be able to like fly through loading. It's just like, oh, we just transition now. Loading, what's that? And it's like, oh,
Right.
got it.
Yeah, the part where they were like, where there was like in the cutscene and then it just went whoop, and then you're playing the game. We were all just like, ugh!
Technology.
Oh my god.
Right. Yeah, we stand Miss Zircon. She is an icon. I am so excited. She's just like so friendly. She has like a little southern charm to her. I love
She's
her.
the Southern Diner waitress energy, and I love her.
She's everything. I'm already excited for that and that alone. But I didn't set up like big expectations for this because PlayStation was like, y'all don't be clowns, don't put your clown makeup on. We're not going to talk about Final Fantasy 16. We're not going to talk about any new games. We're not going to talk about anything. Just literally Ratchet and Clank. But I just literally was not expecting it to be like 2 minutes of like slightly indie content and then just Ratchet and Clank. I feel like they should have just done like, I mean, I guess the Among Us thing kind of connected with Ratchet and Clank. Or like,
it's so weird though, seeing the two games that they have as their indie showcases because they're so big. Like Subnautica is like a lot of people play that game. Like it's not small at this point. Like they even made a sequel to it that was like a whole like huge expansion of the world. I feel like at this point you can't, not that they're not an indie developer, but this game is like so well known at this point and you're just kind of like still giving more of that. That's what felt a little weird, calling that your indie showcase when there are probably not more deserving but other indie titles that you could have also put in there. Just to put two, and then it was a little weird to me.
Yeah, they're in that nebulous like double A space where like it's not super indie, but it's certainly not triple A. And I do like that there's a lot more developers in that space. It's more like kind of like mid 2000s where like anyone could kind of make a game and get on a major platform, which I like. But it was really weird. I mean, Among Us may have been made by like 5 people held together with shoestrings or whatever, but it's probably the biggest game right now, other than maybe like Fortnite and Call of Duty Warzone. Other than that, I mean, everybody knows her. But I'm sure a lot of people were probably excited to see it. It was definitely weird because nothing tied any of the 3 games together other than the Ratchet and Clank thing. I was like, oh, Subnautica is here now. Okay, that's cool. That's nice.
She's here. What? She's doing stuff.
Yeah, it was just very like sudden, very jarring.
Yeah, it was certainly a moment. I just feel like they didn't know, like they didn't just want to be like, oh, we're just talking about Ratchet and Clank, so we're just gonna attach like 2 couple things here so that people don't think we're just gonna talk about it. But it was basically just Ratchet and Clank. I did think that the Among Us like little update was really cute. I was like, yeah, I don't think anyone's gonna go out of their way to be like, I need to repurchase Among Us on a different platform. But for the people who choose to pick Sony as their like home for Among Us, I do think it's a nice little touch for them to have like a cute little, you know, aesthetic with Ratchet and Clank, which really does fit with the like space theme and stuff like that. So it is very like on brand, and it makes perfect sense. But yeah, it was kind of weird. And again, like, hey, hello, who has a PS5 to play this at launch? So like, I love what I'm seeing here, and I'm happy for y'all. But like,
would love to play it someday.
I'm not gonna play it. It's not gonna be me.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that.
Right.
But we do have a Microsoft story. I feel like we usually go like, hey, here's a Sony thing. Hi, there's Microsoft now. I feel like we're always like going back and forth.
Microsoft is also here.
Truly.
A new challenger has entered the fray.
Oh, not that.
Yeah, actually, Koga brought us this story, but could not be on the podcast this week.
Yeah.
We miss you, Koga.
We miss you, Koga.
Yeah, Jam, since you are also a Microsoft fan, do you want to give us the story?
Just say Xbox gay.
Yeah.
That's what I am. I'm an Xbox gay. Call me what it is. It is what it is, really. But yeah, so really interesting and good news for developers. Microsoft is reducing its cut of PC sales to match the Epic Games Store. And so Microsoft will be raising the share of revenue to the developers to games sold in the Microsoft PC storefront from 70% to 88%. And this increase in revenue is kind of beneficial to developers, but is also kind of a way for Microsoft to entice more developers to put their games in their storefront instead of just going to Epic, which is kind of great. What do you guys think? I'm excited about this. This is good. I feel like Microsoft really has been doing the like gamer goodwill thing and like sticking to it and said we want to give money to the developers because they are spending a lot of the time. We are just the platform to deliver it, right? So I think this is a huge deal, especially because Microsoft is such a huge player in this space that I think kind of gets ignored to some extent because of Steam and Epic. But they really want that PC gaming market bad, like real bad. So
yeah, I just think that they're building it. I think it's their personal mission of like building that good girl brand. They're like, we're developer friendly, we're customer friendly, we're just so friendly, we're so great. And yeah, that's like kind of the vibe that I get from them. I think and we literally talk about it to the point where I feel like people are going to start suspecting that we're like sponsored by them or something like that, because we're always like, oh my god, Xbox is so good. But like,
if they want to sponsor us, hello, Microsoft.
Hello.
Honestly, please, I would like an Xbox Series X.
Hello.
It would look great.
And or the fridge. Honestly, I could make some space in my room for an Xbox fridge. I'm just saying.
Yes. Give it to me.
Keep my snacks right next to my games. Love that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But this is one other thing that I forgot to mention is that this also puts them in front of Steam in terms of Steam's revenue share, right? Because Steam does 70%, and to developers taking a 30% cut, and so this puts them even in front of the biggest storefront that's still out there right now. And that was their biggest competitor at the time. So I think that Microsoft is seeing the writing on the wall that people want to leave Steam if they can. And moving forward. And I hope that, they keep this up. But also, yes, please send me an Xbox fridge.
No, yeah, definitely. Because, I mean, like 10% of this announcement, my excitement from the announcement is like, I did have an Xbox as a kid, and I like to see the three big players, Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo, all like genuinely in competition with each other, but doing different things. That's how it's the most interesting. The other 90%, wait, are we allowed to swear? Can we say a bad word?
Yes.
I love shit on Steam. I hate Steam so much.
It's awful.
It's all convenience at this point. It's all like the monopoly they had over PC. And Microsoft, don't know if y'all knew this, they made this thing called Windows, which 98, the number may have gone down, but 98% of gaming PCs run Windows. So like, you know, in that era where the Xbox One had just come out and like there was just not too much interesting about it, it's like pulling your hair out, like, why are you not taking advantage of the fact that you own Windows? So I am very excited to see the squeeze put on Valve by both Epic and Microsoft, because it is so weird that Steam is arguably the least profitable for indie developers, but it's still the site best known for them, and like also the one that is easiest for people to publish on. So yeah, I would like to see Microsoft take them down a notch. I think that would be nice.
Yeah, and I like the precedent that this sets for like maybe Steam will reconsider their like stance on how much they take, and maybe potentially Apple, which I don't think they will, but you know, I think it adds more.
Play games on Apple machines?
Yeah, like they're like mobile and.
I know, I'm just playing. I have two friends who have Macs, and anytime we talk about wanting a game, they're like, "No."
Oh well.
You guys have fun.
This is why I'm an Xbox gay, because I have a MacBook and I can't play games on it.
Oh,
Yeah, I was just like over here, like looking at Jam with your MacBook.
Well,
I'm gonna build a PC when I graduate from graduate school. Okay, when I actually have money again.
I think xCloud is on iOS though, so hey.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it could put it like a thing where like other storefronts may consider, if anything, for the reputation of it all. Because if more people end up going with Epic or with literally any other storefront because they see that the developers are benefiting from it, then they're gonna consider being like, oh, we're losing money here. And maybe we'll be better to our developers, which always, like, people always talk about support your developers, but we're not talking about like Square Enix. We're talking about like the indies that like heavily rely on the support to even be able to continue making games to begin with, or to just like support their current game, like just to update it every once in a while.
They don't have a regular salary from their publisher.
Right.
They're literally like working at Pizza Hut and making a game for you in their free time. So respect, and also money if you have it.
Right. Literally.
Truly.
Yeah. That's all. I hope this sets a good standard for like the industry moving forward. Like, I don't know. I think
it will though.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing is that Microsoft is, like, as much as like Microsoft did kind of like drop the ball and like utilizing its platform as Windows to like get into the PC gaming market early, like they've been doing a good job in terms of just like now with their goodwill campaign that they're going on, but then now they get to push the fact that it's like, oh yeah, like we saw that you said it was unfair. Okay, let's up this. It's not even a situation of, oh, we did it to get you, like you said it's unfair, and then they even called it no strings attached, right? It's like you don't have to make a certain amount of money to lower the percentage that we take or anything like that. It's just right out of the gate, we don't take as much as other developers or other publishers or storefronts, which is great.
It is really interesting because I feel like just across all platforms, all publishers, consoles, etc., everyone has always been like kind of scummy, just because that's what happens when you're that big of a company. So it's really like kind of weird and jarring when Microsoft announced that they were, acquiring indie developers like Double Fine Entertainment and stuff. All of us collectively sigh. We're like, okay, great. Here's, just like Activision, just like EA, they're just going to get gobbled up the second that they have like a mandated flop based on what the developer's saying. And then people from all these indie companies, like usually the creative directors, are like, oh no, they just told us to do whatever we want. And then they send us money sometimes. And we're all kind of confused.
Yeah. It's like,
what do you mean they...
Microsoft really said...
They're pretending to care. They're doing a really good job of pretending.
Right.
Well, they have the money to throw at them, right? It's just like, they're like, hey, we can keep throwing money at you until you can produce something that ends up considering not being a flop. And it's fine. Like, that's what happens when you have, excuse my language, fuck you money. Like, sorry, I probably shouldn't have said that, but
no,
it's true.
You should, and you can. No, it's true. It's true.
It's only one F-bomb. We're still PG-13, so it's okay.
I do think that I lost my thought. I lost my train of thought. Oh
no! The train has left the station.
The train has left the station.
The train is leaving, and so am I.
Yeah, I do think that it's very interesting that they've like making these decisions, and it always brings me back to an interview that they did. The Xbox did, where someone was like, how are y'all making money off of Game Pass? Like, it doesn't seem like, a very profitable move. And they're like, they basically said, we're Microsoft, we'll be okay.
Literally. It's the too big to fail thing that you see with like movies now. I mean, I don't know anyone who thought Justice League was a fabulous piece of cinema, but oh boy, did it make a lot of money.
Right.
So... especially when you have you factor in just the sheer disgusting amounts of money that games like Halo Infinite or Apex Legends or whatever make, they're fine.
Yeah.
They're fine. That's just fun money. They're like, go make your fun little. We'll see if it makes any money. That'll be fun.
Yeah, if it makes money, great. If not, people enjoyed it.
Oh, well, I'm still at my condo in Miami, babes. So
Right. Literally.
Love that.
Yeah.
From Sony to Microsoft to Nintendo. We have to talk about the big three. We have to.
We do it every week.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, we don't have to spend like too much time on this, but I did want to throw it in here because hello, Nintendo owns me. So Animal Crossing updated. We have the 3 events that we had last year around this time were May Day, International Museum Day, which was like 2 weeks, and Wedding Season. So those are back, but they've added new stuff to them. And I wanted to kind of share my experience with the May Day update, if I can.
Yeah. No, you're not allowed to. I'm so sorry. We're out of time.
Oh, well.
Ben, I'm listening with bated breath as a
it just
fellow.
disappears.
Right. Like the America's Next Top Model fade out at the end. Like he just disappears from the picture.
Yeah.
No, I haven't
Anyway.
actually played it yet, so I'm actually very curious to hear your experience.
All right. So it is a maze. It's a puzzle.
Wait. Uh-huh. You're losing me, Nintendo, but it's fine.
I didn't actually get to play it last year. I did read that there are new rewards from last year to this year. So if you did it last year, like you get something new if you do it again this year, which is cool.
Yeah.
I like that they're doing that because like I feel like there's a lot of stuff in Animal Crossing like with like fishing tourneys and like bug offs where like it's the same rewards. So like there's no real point to doing it if you have all the stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm encouraged by them adding new stuff, and I hope they add new stuff to International Museum Day and the Wedding Season thing too. Like, and I did see that they're adding new wedding items in both Able Sisters and Nook Shopping for wedding season. I'm so excited for those.
Yes.
I loved all the wedding stuff last year, and I use like a lot of it just like in my island, just like all the time. So I'm excited to see what else they do with wedding season. That's like what I'm just like, yes. But for May Day, I did go to the May Day Island. I did attempt the maze. I attempted the maze 3 times and flopped every time and then looked up the answer.
Yes.
Me, honestly.
So yeah, that's kind of my experience. But it was so nice seeing Rover again. I was just like feeling my New Leaf nostalgia. I was just like,
Aww.
New Leaf. Love that game.
yeah. Yeah, Ruby, you haven't played it yet, right?
I haven't
May Day
played it
event?
yet, but I'm very excited because May is my birth month, so I'm excited for there to be another event on my island and celebrate my first ever Animal Crossing birthday, which I've never done because I've never owned an Animal Crossing game before. So I'm very excited for all my faves from all my girlies to come visit me, especially now that, you know, all the flops are out of the way and I have all of the good, all of my villagers are iconic. So I'm very excited for all of them to like celebrate and throw a little party for me. And then of course the May stuff, you know.
I'm so excited for you because like you didn't get to do all these events last year, and it's gonna be your birthday soon.
Right? I'm just
The little
saying.
birthday stuff is so cute. It's so precious. You're gonna love it.
It is.
Yes.
It's really adorable.
Oh,
But yeah, how are
yeah.
y'all feeling about this update? How's your Animal Crossing experience been?
I'm excited about it. I have not gone and done the maze yet. I need to do it before it goes away. The wedding stuff I am also excited about because I collected all of the wedding stuff last year and will be collecting all of it this year because I need it in my life, even though I'm not getting married. But yeah, I don't know. I love Animal Crossing. It's like it truly was the thing that got me through the pandemic, and it has kept me going even now, and it's amazing. And I love
Yes.
I love all my villagers. So
Love that.
I don't have a Switch anymore, so I'm very happy for all of you.
Oh no!
Well,
It was the classic. I put Animal Crossing down, and I had other games on the Switch, and I just never picked it back up again. And I was like, maybe I shouldn't keep this around. Someone else could make better use of it. It works fine. Someone buy it pre-owned, and it'll be nice. But that seems really fun.
there you go. Yeah.
Out there, Monkey Island is still floating somewhere.
Oh,
Well, on to more not so great news. There was capital.
that's the wholesome Animal Crossing
I
news is out of the
know.
way.
Right. So
Right,
enough wholesome energy. Capitalism. Let's get on our capitalism is the worst segment of the show. So Humble Bundle announced that in May they are removing the sliders from game bundle store purchases, and they're going to be limiting donations towards charity to 15% at most. So just as a little background, so Humble Bundle, what used to be like this website where game devs and publishers would like come together and they would be like, oh yeah, let's put up our games and people can pay however amount they want for this like little bundle, and people are able to select from these little like charts at the bottom, these little sliders, and they can select how much money goes to the developers, how much money goes to the store, how much money goes to charity. So a lot of people used to just like crank that all the way up for like charity, and then like the little bits for like maybe the store or maybe the developers or whatever. And ever since Humble Bundle got acquired, things have been slowly declining. And I say that as like a Humble Bundle like affiliate partner, whatever they're called. And to the point where now it's like, for example, they used to have like a monthly Humble Bundle choice thing where they just sent you all the games in there and a percentage of it was going to go to charity. Now they're like, you can choose from these games and only some of them, and we have different tiers now and whatever. So they're basically limiting it so that you can only give 15% of the the bundle sales towards charity. And of course, the internet is not happy. That's not a very humble move of them. And yeah, like if I'm going to kick off the conversation, I absolutely agree with the general consensus on the internet. Like, capitalism sucks. Humble Bundle was one of those like little corners of hope on the internet where it's like, oh, like we can get, a lot of games, usually pretty decent games and software and stuff like that for like really good like deals, and also support charity, and also potentially support like maybe like a partner, or potentially support, the developers a little bit more and whatever. And now they're like, you can give like 15%, and like it just feels like the premise of Humble Bundle is just not there anymore, because the whole idea of it is like, it's a charity thing that you also benefit from it by getting a couple games or software or something. But like the main goal was like charity or like helping the developers and doing all of that. And now it's kind of like, well, it's like an afterthought. Like the charity stuff is like an afterthought now. And it's not fun. I wanted to kind of bring that up because like we usually have our little conversations about capitalism that are very important to have, which is very ironic being a games podcast and talking about capitalism, because it consumes us and we fall into their traps every once in a while. But yeah, what did y'all think about this entire Humble Bundle fiasco? Mood.
I mean, at 15, like you said, at what point the charity starts to feel like more of a side thing? Not even that. At 15%, this is like a tax write-off. I don't even understand how I am supposed to care. And also, not only did the sliders allow you to give more or less to charity, it allowed you to give more or less to the publishers and to whichever humble partner you were using the site through. So it's just completely all options removed. If the charity cap is at 15%, I wonder if they're kind of talking about what we were talking about with Microsoft earlier. I wonder if their developer share will go down on average, because while a lot of people did, just max it out to charity, I felt like there was, from everyone that I knew, there was usually a pretty even balance between trying to go to charity and developer, because obviously you have to sign up to be on Humble. So people were just happy that the developers were being that nice. I mean, it's just bad news bears all over, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, now it kind of feels like, what's the point? Because like, if you want to support a charity, like it'd be better to just donate to the charity directly at this point, because like, especially for like a lot of indie games and like a lot of stuff that you can find on Humble Bundle, like you aren't spending a whole lot of money. That 15% looks even smaller. So like, at this point, it's like if you want to support a charity, just donate directly to the charity. It's no, there's no point. Yeah.
At this point, just donate it yourself. Like, the whole point was that, like, I get this thing, and then I get to give a little bit more money to the developer and to charity, and then to whoever if you bought it through a Humble Partner code, you got to give some to someone else that you supported. And with that, I think Lotus kind of hit the nail on the head there. Like, how much of that percentage to the developer and to your partners is changing as well? Because, like, reducing the charity cap seems like the weirdest thing to do. If anything, that would be the one you would leave the same, because that's the one that, if capitalism was working, you could use that as a tax write-off better. So, like, you're just trying to make more money all around.
Right.
Which is weird.
It seems like the only point now is the Humble store, because that's a thing where you're buying a specific game that you already wanted. It's probably the same price as what you would want elsewhere, and then you just get the benefit of, like, you chuck a few cents to charity. Like, that's nice. But the website is called Humble Bundle, so it's really weird for not only the namesake of the website, but also the mission of the website to no longer represent them. I don't know. It is such a weird choice. I don't know. I do know probably someone in a suit who would think that this would be a positive outcome, that anyone would meet it with happiness. I don't know. It's just really weird and disappointing, because, like Ruby said, Humble was one of those, like, little bits of hope. Whenever people were like, gamers aren't all bad, there's all the money we raise for cancer charities during Games Done Quick, and there's Humble. And now we only have one of those.
Yeah.
It's rough.
Yeah, because, like, and I feel like the point that, like, the point of developers putting up their games for, like, really good prices was because it gave this impression that, like, they really care about charity, because they're not doing it to profit off of this. They're doing this knowing that by putting the games up there, they're just kind of contributing towards, like, a bigger cause, something that they care about. So I remember just, like, being very excited a lot of the times to just, like, get a bunch of games for, like, super cheap, but also, like, cranking those sliders, like, super high towards, like, charity, and, like, of course, like, a good chunk as well for the developers. But having that choice to say, like, hey, this is why I'm purchasing this, and surely they have the data that shows that. I'm sure the data says, like, and someone in a suit is probably like, oh, they're giving too much money away to charity. We're losing money. We're in a pandemic, so we need to crank up the numbers that we make, which, I mean, I guess I understand in order for the website to even exist, I guess they have to, cover some expenses and stuff like that. But I don't know. It just feels too excessive to just completely remove the choice entirely. I feel like if it was more than 15%, I feel like we could have lived with it. Like, if it was like 50% or like 60 or something, I feel like it would have been like a lesser blow because we were like, okay, we can just like crank it all the way up to 60 and then we divide the rest, towards like the storefront or whomever. But this just feels like them being like, we just want to make more money, and it's very humble to do that, because it's like, then like what separates you from like Steam, or like, because even Steam has started doing stuff where they're like, we're doing a little bundle or we're doing a sale and a part of it goes to charity. Like I've seen like a couple things that are like that, so I'm like, okay, what's the point of using humble anymore then? Like, hello. And also a lot of their stuff isn't DRM free anyway. Like a lot of their stuff has slowly turned into just redeemable Steam keys anyway, so you might as well just get their like stuff on Steam anyway.
Basically, yeah. It's all about crunching the numbers for like how little can we give to charity while still benefiting from everything about being a charity, legally speaking. True. And it just feels ugly.
Yeah, exactly. Like Bulba Fett is saying in chat, like they probably would have done it even lower if they didn't need it for it to be 15% for like tax purposes. So yeah.
You hate to see it.
We truly do. In another questionable decision, I know our special guest Lotus brought us a wonderful conversation as well to talk about.
Yes, a lot of questionable decisions being made on the part of indies this month. Activision, who is pretty well known for owning the Call of Duty and also all of Blizzard's franchises at this point since they acquired them, tweeted Toys for Bob, which is the development team behind the Spyro Reignited trilogy and some Crash Bandicoot stuff. Toys for Bob is proud to support development for Season 3 of Call of Duty Warzone and look forward to more to come. Let's go, dev squads. Nicholas Cole, a former developer at Toys for Bob, quote retweeted with a sad face and a waving emoji, and then said, "It's the end of an era, but I wish my former coworkers still with TFB all the best with what's ahead." Someone else said, "I'm honestly just happy the team is still getting work at all. Life's really rough right now, and I'd rather they have something to work on than being let go because of some ridiculous reason." To which Cole said, "Same, although everyone I interfaced with and worked along was let go, I'm very glad it's not a total shuttering." So there's this weird ship of Theseus for an indie developer, Toys for Bob, where seemingly nobody who worked on the former franchises is there. It's only the same studio in name, and now they have been completely put to work on Call of Duty Warzone, along with, how many developers is it working on Warzone now? It's like 10.
Yeah, I saw like a thing on Kotaku where they basically said like literally every Activision acquisition is literally working on something for Call of Duty.
Yes.
Like they focus everyone on it.
All right, here we go. Infinity Ward, Treyarch, who are the original two, they would swap between Black Ops and Modern Warfare, normal. Sledgehammer, Raven, Beanox, High Moon, and Toys for Bob have all been put onto Call of Duty franchises, including Warzone, which somewhat makes sense because Warzone is becoming extraordinarily popular, but still, it is a rough thing to see. We all know that Activision is not a nice person, along with Electronic Arts, just kind of planet eating, gobbling up all these small studios, but it's still really disheartening to see that they seemingly didn't even try to keep them working on something. It's rough.
Yeah, and this is another thing where like when people purchase games from like double to AAA publishers, they're like, buy it to support the developers, but this is literally a situation in which the people who actually worked on Crash literally got let go shortly after the game is like optimized for PS5. So like they worked on it and they were like, okay, bye. And that's actually like a very common thing where like developers are like laid off like after a game is done, because then they're like, okay, you've done your job, bye. And it's like, hello. So it's a weird decision. Like of course we, if we put on our like little capitalist goggles, it makes sense. Call of Duty makes a shit ton of money, and so they want to focus their resources on that so that they can like keep annualizing it. But also it just, it's disappointing because Toys for Bob was really like, again, like a little ray of sunshine where we were like, gamers felt like they were getting what they wanted. Like, oh, new Tony Hawk stuff. Oh, Crash. Oh, there's Spyro.
Yeah.
And even like after Crash 4 came out, people had the hopes that potentially there's a new Spyro coming out because of how successful.
Young people.
Yeah. Because of how successful it was. So now it's like, are they going to hire new people eventually to work on that? What's going on? What is happening? Are these franchises just going to be like in the vaults again because Activision owns them and is not going to allow anyone else to literally do anything with it? So it's like, what is going on?
Yeah, it's weird. It's just it just seems such a like I get it. Like, yes, those games make a lot of money, and yes, I see it from the capitalism perspective of like we need to make money. I said, but Warzone's gonna make money. It was always gonna make money. Like, how many of your Call of Duty games have you released that have either been a reskin of a game that you already released or had tons of bugs and you fixed it along the way and people still bought it, it still made tons of money, and you could leave these developers working on something else that might not be your AAA title? Like, I just don't get why every single developer you have underneath you needs to work on this game, because that also never works, right? Because not all of these people design the same style of game. And so then it makes the game muddy anyways, so your AAA game is not going to work well. Like, Activision's run itself into a hole of making games that aren't good, and then they think, oh, we don't know what happened. It's like, this is what happened. You keep throwing everything but the kitchen sink at it, and not everyone can do that, and not everyone wants to do that. And, which is why they let some of those people go, because they probably said, no, I don't want to work on Warzone. And they said, okay, bye.
Right. Yeah, and like another thing that I wanted to add on to it was that it's not like any of the games that Toys for Bob worked on were flops either. Like, Crash Trilogy did amazing. Spyro Trilogy did amazing. Tony Hawk, amazing. Crash 4 did amazing too. Like, it's not like they flopped. It's not like no one wanted those games or those franchises. So I'm kind of thinking, like, were they like just trying to be like, okay, let's make extra money, gather up resources, and then put all of those resources toward Call of Duty? Which to me just feels like, as someone who does not engage with that part of gaming at all, I'm just like, why? Like, why would you do that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a story we've seen a lot. I think Electronic Arts is probably the most famous for doing it at this point. At some point, it seemed they were the only people receiving criticism for doing that. Where you have a studio that has a successful IP, you make them create one or two sequels of, it doesn't matter whether they're good or bad. The thing is that, oh gosh, who was it that said? I think it was EA actually, who is saying single-player games aren't successful, or single-player games don't make money. It's not that single-player games don't make money, it's that they don't make unfathomable amounts of money that multiplayer games are capable of making. Yeah. So like Koga said, like, I get it, but not Koga, I'm so sorry.
It's totally okay.
Like Jam said, like, they make a lot of money, and I understand that, but if we are judging all of our entertainment on the bottom line, then I think that we've just like fundamentally kind of failed. Like, It's just not where I personally want to be. I don't even care if another Spyro or another Crash gets made. I just want new things to be made. I was thinking earlier, it's very weird that I'm sitting here now like, is Epic the good guy? It's weird.
Remember when the Epic Store came out and we were all like, this is terrible. This
terrible
is awful. What are they doing? And we're like, Epic, wait, they're the good guy. They're changing and shifting the market. This is not good. But we can say the same thing about Microsoft. Everyone used to think Microsoft was the big baddie in gaming because they were like, oh, we're going to do this and do that. And now they've shifted. And now you have Epic and Microsoft saying, yes, we'll give the developer more money. And yes, we're not going to just close smaller developers that we have because we want to make more money off of this game. Because they're like, well, we'll make money off of that game no matter what. So It's very weird. We're in weird times. We are in the darkest timeline. We're in the darkest timeline, everyone.
The fear still lingers that once they become really popular, then they'll just snap and switch right to that model, right? Yeah. But at least for now, it's just a strange position to be in, where the creators of the most money-making game to ever exist with Fortnite are just became a benign publisher that will kind of just put out any indie game that they believe in. It's weird where we are, and it is sad to see Activision be like that, because I was also a Call of Duty kid, so it's just rough.
And also, again, we're not sponsored by Epic at all, but they are they did put also they also put a very popular indie storefront, itch.io, a part of their apps, and they people are able to choose what percentage goes towards itch.io and all that stuff. And like, of course, we know how Steam works, we know how everything else works, and it's like, that's kind of iconic, because like developers do get to choose like how much, you know, the separation is between how much money they make versus the storefront and all that stuff with itch.io. So the idea of like Epic Games just, I think at this point they're just trying to become their own storefront rather than like, you know, they want to they don't want to they don't want to compete against Steam. They want to compete against like Google Play and like the Apple Store and stuff like that, which is kind of scary. But at the same time, they're like, you know, they're acquiring like they're putting Spotify up on their stuff, they're putting iHeartRadio, they're putting all these things, and it's like they're here to compete. And I feel like I don't think they're going about it like the in the most like terrible way. So it's truly like a weird timeline we're in, where it's like, God, what's going on here?
Yeah. They want to be your home screen, which I think is extremely smart. Like, I use itch all the time, and it's not, you don't use itch through Epic. It's just that you can launch it as if it was a game. So I've found myself opening Epic a lot more just because I can go to itch through there while also having it open. So I think it's really intelligent and really weird and kind of scary. Oh no, I like them. What do I do?
Yeah, it's weird being in the position where you're like, yeah, Epic is the good guy.
Literally.
Yeah, because when Fortnite came out, they were like started to be considered the bad guy because everyone got upset about them because it was like, oh, this is like PUBG, and now they're the good guy, and I guess I accept it. I'll take the good guy. You know,
the good guy we have. I'll take one. I'll try a new one.
Right?
Yeah, I'll try a new good guy at this point.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
And
meanwhile, I'm just over here like, I being like the big Spyro and Crash fan that I am, just like sobbing because like I was over here putting on my clown makeup. Hello, I am a clown. Thinking that because we got Crash 4, we would also get a Spyro 4.
Mm-hmm.
And that's looking a lot less likely because of this.
Yeah.
Clown makeup, hype train conductor hat have to be put away, unfortunately.
Yeah, I got my wig on and my makeup and everything.
Your clown dress.
I got my clown dress on tonight.
Like something about whenever these AA or AAA studios get shuttered, it makes all the indies really excited to make the game that they wanted to see. So I hope that we get like 15 different Spyro-esque games that are just all really fun, and they're all gonna be like $15. So I'm like weirdly kind of optimistic about it.
Okay, what if
concept?
I'm listening.
Like a Spyro-esque game, but like you're a sugar glider or something, just like very cute.
Oh, okay. Now hang on.
Ooh.
I didn't come here to promote indie games. However, I do know of a game that's currently in development called The Gecko Gods, where you play as a little gecko and you can walk on walls and you can kind of glide a little bit, as well as another game. all reptilian, which is probably why I'm thinking of them in relation to Spyro. There's another game called Little Gator Game, which is in development. It looks
sounds
a
so
little bit like
cute.
Zelda-esque with a little hat. I do believe you have a glider like made out of your shirt or something. So for the
That
Spyro
sounds
fans out there feeling
adorable.
depressed, maybe
Precious.
keep an eye on Little Gator Game and the Gecko Gods.
About it. Let's do it.
I look through my non-existent magnifying glass. Keep my eyes open.
Oh my god. It kind of reminds me of like when there was no hope for like Banjo-Kazooie, and like all of a sudden there were like a few like Banjo-Kazooie-esque moments that happened. Yeah, indies can always like bring something that's like either nostalgic or like they bring up something that based on the things that they grew up with, but also like a little bit better because times are, it's not that it's easier to develop games now, but it's more accessible for people to get into like gaming.
We know more.
Yeah. And it's probably ideas that they had while they were growing up in the 90s, being like, ooh, I like this game, but also if one day I were to have the powers to make one myself, this is what I would have changed. And so that's why a lot of indies are like so incredible and like adored by so many, because like they're true fans of gaming, and they don't do it because they are gonna profit a lot out of it. Like they're not expecting to blow up and become Among Us levels of popularity. Like they're doing it, like they have a side hustle, they're like working on it on the side, and they're just like doing their thing, and they're trying their best, and like opening up like Kickstarters and trying to like fulfill those and all that stuff. So it's really exciting to see what could happen from here, but it is very unfortunate that they were like coming off of the success of Crash 4 and then being like, okay, bye, Call of Duty time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just very not fun to witness. But speaking of things that are fun, what are y'all have been having fun with these days? What have you been playing?
Who do we want to start with?
We can start with you.
With Stan and go backwards? I'll start with
Yeah,
you.
we can start with you. Change it around.
Change it around. What have I been doing lately? I've been playing a lot of Hitman because it's so fun. Like I've been getting slowly better at each level. So like I started out getting like 1 star for like the Hitman thing, and now I'm up to like 3 stars. So I'm pretty proud of myself. It's been a lot of fun. I am playing the Resident Evil 2 remake, so that's fun.
Ooh,
in
that's
anticipation for Resident Evil Village, because I'm ready for that, because I am a huge Resident Evil fan. But yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Did you play the demos for Village?
I think I don't think I did. I think I missed the one for Xbox, unless it's this weekend.
No, I think they did PlayStation first.
Okay, the Xbox one is coming up then.
Okay,
because I plan to play it because I know they did them at different dates, which I didn't understand.
Yeah, they did like for the past couple weeks. They did like one demo for 30 minutes, which was also weird. I didn't like how I had like only 30 minutes to play a demo and have to like zoom around the map and like get lost and not have enough time to complete the demo. But yeah, I did play the second demo, the castle demo, and it was super fun, and scary and spooky, and I am definitely in the minority of people who is definitely not attracted to the vampire girlies, because they are just so scary. They get all up in your face, and I'm just like, no, don't do this to me.
Ruby, it may also have something to do with the fact that you're a homosexual.
I just love that we came to that conclusion midstream. Like, people were like, Ruby, you also Ruby, are gay, so maybe...
Maybe that's the reason. Because, honestly, Chris Redfield can crush me. Well, he's hot.
That hasn't kept Ruby from loving the Mortal Kombat girlies and Lara Croft, though. So I don't like her either. I get my lesbian card taken away, but I'm not a fan either.
I think I don't know if it's the animation on the faces or something. There's just like something that like inherently like creepy about them that I have zero like attraction for. I'm just like no. and
they
maybe
just seem very heterosexual. so I'm not.
So
I'm not
bad.
really here.
Bad.
Yeah, and also like I've never been like a vampire girly. Like Twilight never did anything for me. Like, just like stuff like that. I mean, Vampire Diaries kind of did that. But, the male counterparts and the female counterparts of that cast actually. So, I think the gay theory is out the window cuz with Vampire Diaries I was like, "You know what? The girlies, they're doing something. They're doing their thing." But no, I just don't have a vampire kink. That's all. Uh, no, I did play the demo. It was super fun. Another thing that I've been playing and having a blast with is First Class Trouble. It's this broken. It's still in early access, so but it's like chaotic, glitchy, basically like Among Us set in like the 50s, in the 50s aesthetic. And you get like to dress up and you get to unlock like different like costumes and like styles and stuff like that. And it's essentially like the idea that you have to like it seems like you're kind of like in a ship kind of thing, and you have to like evacuate, and basically like oxygen is running out. You also have to get key cards to move to different levels and get on this elevator to then like activate this computer thingy. But the plot twist is that there's two personoids, two people that look exactly like humans do, but they're like androids. And the interesting thing about it is like everyone can kill everyone at any point, and you can just like throw someone in a pool or throw someone into a fire, throw champagne bottles at them. And you can do it either because you suspect someone or because you're being chaotic. And so there's just like, there's tasks, there's, you can sabotage, but also you can blend in and like actually help people out and be like, no, I did the task. That couldn't possibly be me. So it's just super, super fun. I've had a blast with it every single time I've played with friends and stuff like that. It just gets very chaotic and very messy, but it's so much fun. I absolutely recommend it. And I feel like that's all I've been playing. I've been like, I'm on my way to finishing Final Fantasy VII Remake, which has been really fun. But like other than that, yeah, I've First Class Trouble has been consuming me in the best way possible. So yeah, what about you, Spin?
Well, so I know it's not surprising that I've been playing Animal Crossing, but it might be surprising exactly what I'm doing, because like throughout the entirety of winter, I kind of abandoned my off-stream island, because like my on-stream island I time travel, but my off-stream one I don't. And I was like, I get seasonal depression. I don't want to see my island in winter.
Valid.
If I don't interact with my island all throughout winter, maybe no seasonal depression. Didn't work. But but I got to like look at my off-stream island kind of with fresh eyes, and I decided I hated everything. So I'm redoing the whole thing.
Oh no.
Oh my god. Every time I open my island, it's terrible. Tear it all
Right.
down.
Yeah, so I'm moving all kinds of stuff around. I'm moving around everybody's houses, just a whole upheaval, giving it just a whole fresh start. And that's been kind of consuming me this entire week. And also remembering how iconic all of my outfits were. Because, like, I did have I have, like, the full, like, mermaid outfit.
Yes.
I have like a shell wand that's really cute. I have like a whole like a bride outfit and a groom outfit, because androgyny.
Yes.
Who's getting married? Me. Who am I getting married to? Also me.
I love
that's been what I've been up to, and it's been pretty iconic in my opinion.
Pretty legendary, if you ask me.
Yeah, Lotus, I'm excited to see what you've been up to, like what you've been enjoying.
I've been playing probably too many things recently. Probably the biggest one is Temtem, which a lot of people know is like the Pokemon clone that is out. But it's still in early access, but it recently had a few like pretty big updates, and I kind of forgot how much I like it. I jokingly
Ooh.
refer to myself as like a Pokemon hater because I was pretty critical of Sword and Shield when it came out, but I've loved Pokemon my whole life, so that's why I was critical. And Temtem's just really enjoyable. It has a lot of quality of life stuff. It is a lot harder, which is probably the only thing I dislike, but it's whatever. I'm an adult, I'll be fine. Temtem is really, really fun. I think people should try it.
Yes.
Interested to see what people say about, because I remember when it first released, it was just like I felt like it was such a slog because of how difficult it was.
Right.
And so it made it really hard to get into and really enjoy it, though the art style was great and then the Temtem were super cute. Like they're so cute. It's like, oh, this is adorable, and I really, really liked it. But I felt like it was just so hard to, because of the difficulty, like you're trying to learn this new game, and it was just like, why is it hard already?
Right. Well, that's the weird thing too, is I think a lot of why it's hard is because I've played so much Pokemon.
Yeah.
Going straight from Sword and Shield, which is arguably the easiest Pokemon game to date, and going straight to Temtem, I mean, not even, I think, 2 months after I had finished it, I was like, oh my gosh. And obviously they have a different type system. And I feel a little bad for Temtem because the type system makes perfect sense. But I have been playing Pokemon since I left the womb, and I
Right.
cannot remember what anything means. So it just adds a layer of difficulty. But they have a lot of cool stuff. I think it's nice that you have character customization. You can use they them pronouns, which I think is really cool. It's just a nice old game. So that's one of the things I've been playing. I haven't finished all the early access content yet. I still have an island to go. But yeah, I've really been enjoying myself.
I do think that people, like, I've never played Temtem. I've seen people play it, and I do think that the game suffered from gamers expecting an indie early access game to have the same level of polish that a full released AAA Pokemon game would have day one. Because if Pokemon was a game that released like early access, it would have been broken. People saw like basically alpha footage of Legends and they were like, ooh, what is that shit show? Like that looks very framey and it looks kind of broken. That's Temtem. Like that's literally Temtem. Like allow it to, like, when you see early access on Steam or whatever storefront you get from,
You have to buffer your expectations.
yeah.
Temtem is $35 and was made and is still being worked on by 28 people. Please calm down.
Yeah, I feel like that was the thing. It's like, oh, it's like a Pokemon clone, but it's not even that good. It's not even as good as Pokemon, and it's like broken, and it's all of this, and it's like they're trying so hard, and it's like they're an indie made like competitor to Pokemon, which Pokemon needs because Pokemon has been kind of stagnating. And its competition is good for everyone. That's why I'm also excited for like the competitor that's coming out for Sims, because also the Sims has been kind of stagnating. So they need like, the indies are like coming out being like, oh, we want to play against the girls. We want to show the girls what they want. I know, like, I had a little moment. But yeah, I've never played it. I think I might wait until it's like out of early access because I actually want to, get it and get the vision that they want for us to have as like the end product and not judge it based on what could be or whatever. But I just think that people need to like calm down and adjust their expectations because I feel like that game gets unfairly talked about, and yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it's been a lovely episode. Thanks so much for joining us, everyone.
Yeah,
We appreciate y'all, and thanks so much, Lotus, for coming on.
Yeah.
You want to tell the people again where they can find you, what you're working on?
Oh, I am LotusLovesLotus on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. I stream 4 days a week. I usually do variety. Right now, what am I playing right now? I'm playing like Mutazione, Temtem, Thief Gold, and a little bit of Fortnite here and there at the moment. But yeah, check me out. Working on some more video essay type stuff, but I'm going to keep it secret because if I say it, then I won't finish it.
Valid. That's a
Oh my
mood.
god.
That is a
Mood.
whole mood.
Because, like, I actually had to look it up. I was like, what the fuck is up with this? And apparently there's a thing in your brain of, like, when you announce that you're working on something, your brain writes it off as it's already done. Like, oh, I already did enough. And so you're not motivated to finish it. So I feel that. I feel that.
Me with literally every soap launch ever. I announce it, and then, like, 2 days before, I'm just like, oh god, I have to do everything for it.
Yep.
Oh, also, it's May 1st. Happy birthday, SpongeBob! It's SpongeBob's birthday today.
Happy birthday,
Well.
SpongeBob.
The anniversary of the pilot.
Yeah. I'm like, I guess that thing
Oh,
deserves
Oh,
a celebration
Wow.
on this day.
not this.
Ruby's a resident SpongeBob hater.
Not this SpongeBob slander.
Oh, I guess it's also, okay, I'm celebrating Squidward. You know what?
Okay, I'll take it.
I'll
take it
celebrate
right out.
Squidward.
Valid.
It's SpongeBob's birthday show, so we'll take what we can get for now.
Yeah. I'll celebrate Squidward. It's okay. I just realized Squidward is also there and is also an icon. So there
Not
you
this.
go.
Not this.
Oh my god.
But yeah.
Yeah, GM, do you want to go ahead and tell us
Yes.
about yourself?
You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram at jam_5899. I will be back streaming on Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. officially.
Yes.
Because the semester ended yesterday, so I have a tiny bit more free time.
Yes.
No homework in the evenings, guys. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. We'll be playing Cuphead per usual. I will be attempting to contain all of the rage that game fills me with that I don't express on stream, but it might come out. We'll see.
I don't know how you do it, and you're so composed with it. That game, I'm not a rage girly, but I would have been like, I would have
so
done
hard.
a boss like a couple times and been like, you know what? Animal Crossing sounds really good right now.
That's usually what I do. I play, and I think that's why I get through it. I keep playing, and I'm like, oh, I'll play Animal Crossing for a bit, and then I switch to Animal Crossing.
Yeah, that's self-care right there.
Right.
That's what I need. What about you, Ruby? Where can we find you? What are you doing?
Very exciting things. I am, you can find me at Project Ruby on most places. Some places, The Project Ruby, those places being Instagram and TikTok, which I don't post on very often because I don't have the energy. But Teehee, I'm a variety clown on Twitch. I've been doing Final Fantasy VII Remake. I think I'm going to try to finish that before I get into more drama, but every once in a while I get a couple codes here and there for stuff, and I just do my first impressions on those. Later today / early tomorrow, I'm releasing a review of Avatar: The Last Airbender, which, another Nickelodeon show, which has a main character that I'm not the biggest fan of, but more on that in the review, which will be available on my Patreon and Ko-Fi at Project Ruby. Very excited for that. I may or may not have filmed it right before we did this podcast, so teehee. There's that. And my birthday is coming up May 5th. And I'm doing a special little episode of my podcast where I'm going to have 8 people total, me included. And it's going to be chaos. It's going to be shenanigans. And I just remembered I need to make a flyer for it. Teehee.
Just clown tings.
Love that. But yeah, stay tuned. All of the shenanigans at Project Ruby, projectruby.eu if you need a hub for everything. What about you, Spin?
Well, I'm doing a lot this month. I'm doing so much this month.
Oh, is he?
You can find me on all the places at SpinBlend. I'm on Twitch, Twitter, TikTok. They're all at SpinBlend. Oh god, what first? All right, so May 6th. May 6th, I am releasing, I actually have it on my desk.
Yes.
My new Extra Wet Body Butter, my first non-soap product in Spin Soap Cafe, my store.
Exciting.
Yeah, I made a whipped moisturizer for the store, and that's going to be coming out on May 6th. There's also a bundle deal, details on my Twitter. May 14th, I will occasionally be a VTuber, which is huge. I had this idea to be like, oh, wouldn't it be funny, like, if I ever did drag, my name would be Lynn Blend. And then I was like, but what if? And then I created Lynn Blend, and
Yes.
she's a VTuber. So
I love that so much.
So
I'm so
May
excited.
14th is Lynn's debut. We'll be playing the first of the Famicom Detective Club games for Switch. We're going to be doing like lots of like mysteries and visual novels and stuff.
Ooh.
So I'm super, super excited for that. And then later this month, I'm going to be involved in like some charity fundraising. I'll get more details to y'all as I have it, but that's what we have so
Fun.
far.
Out here being iconic. We
May's
love
gonna be
to
busy.
see it.
Yeah, that's exciting. I also forgot to mention my stream anniversary is coming up as well, May 9th. More details on that because I haven't planned anything yet. But yay!
Just clowning.
Busy, busy.
Just plantings.
But yeah, thank you everyone so much for watching and listening. We really appreciate y'all so much. We are going to be back next week with another special guest. So super excited for that. Stay tuned. We love you, and we'll see you then. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.